Hello. Today I'm going to be painting a crab and you'll be coming with me. I've collected 3 references from Pinterest and I figure we can start with the sketches like we always do. Alright, 3, 2, 1 and go. Alright, let's move that somewhere visible. Move those. Alright, reference 1. Why did I choose such an complexly drawn animal today? Sometimes I think I just like torturing myself a little. Kind of goes like that, and then in like that, and then it kind of just attaches to, you know, the rest of the stuff. Those legs that I don't need to start with. Here, big claw. Up around here, followed by the claw. Okay, but this is closer, which means this square can cut off a bit here instead. So that I can have this up here, direct. It needs to kind of come down over here, ends down here. These legs are very not easy to draw, are they? There we go. And then there's another one clawing back here slightly over that. Over here, we have another leg up here. We got that weird little doohickey over there. I think it's an eye of some sort. Like that's their eyes and one of them's just closed. It kind of looks like a weird robot, you know? Crabs are like sci-fi creatures in real life. That's my opinion. And it's done. That's our first crab. And it only took me 5 minutes, not even. Alright, crab 2. This guy ain't fitting on my page. But that's alright, he probably won't fit on the square page either, so if I miss a few features, it's okay. There, in like that, kind of like that. And then down over there and over there. But lucky you, you have a claw in front of you, so it doesn't matter that it's cut off there. You get that, and then you get your outward clipper. Your other clipper is slightly bigger and thicker. Okay, this one kind of comes up around the same level, but slightly more out, down like that. And then it's on a different angle, so it's smaller. Or maybe the species claws are just different sizes in general. Yay. Then we got the rest of the claw bits coming out over here. And over here we go like that, there, another clawy bit, and this part actually hides, so I can't really see what's going on with the rest of that claw because this one's in front of it. Elongate it, make it stab into the ground. Wow, this crab has some puny little legs compared to how big it is. Alright, let's try that again. It's supposed to be the same height, ultimately. This one should be this high, so this one can come down to here. This one needs to go all the way up there. Bend it around. One back here can do the same thing pretty much as well. It's just this big one over here that really needed to change. Over here is kind of similar, except the leg goes a bit higher. There we go. This one's out like that, sends a bit further, stabs into the ground over here, kind of in line with this one. Extend it down and then continue extending it down, and it does its own thing until about here. Then of course there's the several details around this area, but most of this detail can just be done in paint later, can't it? 1, 2, next. Crab 3. This one's a lot like the other one, but facing in a different direction. And then it has its defensive posiness there and there, with its head kind of peeking up here, and then its eyes are right here. Okay, and then lighten this section up a little bit. Up, around, down, yeah, down, around. Perfect. There we go. Over here we've got up, grab, claw there. And there's another one over here that kind of goes up and above right there. Claw over here. Oh no! I have crabs. Which one do I feel like painting? I think I kind of want to do one again. I'm not going to do one again. But I kind of want to. I'm just scared of all that, what do you call it? Perspective. Yeah, okay, let's do one again. Pencil time. That probably broke some of my leads. I really should not have slammed that down. We'll use a nice... If I have a really dark blue, I'll use that. Yeah, we're going to use this blue today. And a fresh hot chocolate, because we all need a good hot chocolate when it's 11 o'clock at night and we're painting. All of us. It's a cute dog. I like that dog. I like this dog a lot more this week than I did 2 weeks ago. Started off by drawing an approximate shape. Then we had the claw over here. This one came up to here, got around to over there. Then it had this section here that I liked. Then out, in, around like that. I still stick by my statement that crabs look like robots. Part of Mr. Crab has him going like this here. Do you think SpongeBob copyrighted the term Mr. Crab? I have no idea, but I want to label this guy Mr. Crab. This painting's going to be called Mr. Crab Blue Edition. That's what it is, Mr. Crab Blue Edition. Alright, up and around and around. We slide, then we there, and then it feeds across into here where we go we slide. Perfect. Exactly the same it looks. There's one eye, here's the laying down eye. He's a very blink and miss it kind of guy, isn't he? Or she. I have no idea how to tell the gender of a crab. Any of you got any idea? Let me know in the comments if you know how to tell the difference between the genders of crabs. These legs, I want one to come approximately here-ish. Don't need to go for exactly what it's like, just need to get the vibe of what it's like. And then this pokey bit goes down to about here. And then we got a nice little bump in the tracks. And this is a crooked leg, honestly. Absolutely evil, despicable, a thief of a leg. Such a crook, this one. This one over here. This one's nice and smooth. It would never steal a thing in its life. This one's not a bad leg, it's just a bit uppity sometimes. It misbehaves occasionally. It just needs a little bit of love, you know? Alright, of course underneath this guy we've got a lot of shadow. Yay. I'm pretty happy with that sketch. Now we know if this one screws up, it's because I'm a bad painter, not because I'm bad at drawing. Ha ha ha. What's this sponge for? I'm probably supposed to wet this and then wet the page. I've never tried it before. I'm not sure if I want to experiment on camera with this. I don't know if this sponge really likes getting wet. It's not really absorbing water. Maybe if I feel like I'm just ruining the paper from the get-go. I'm sure it'll be fine. There we go. Experimenting. I gotta do it sometimes. We'll start with light blue. Nice and cautionary light blue. I don't know how much I like this having a wet canvas from the get-go. I never actually really bothered watching any tutorials on how to water paint, so everything I've learnt I've done on my own. But on Instagram the other day I saw some people wetting their canvases before they started painting, and I was like, huh, well I've never done that before. And thus, today we become playful experimenters. I probably should have done the outline in a different colour just so I could see it through the colour of the crab. But also, what other colour would I have chosen? So, maybe I should shade the crab before I start. That's probably not a bad idea. Alright, let's get dramatic and start adding shading. I don't know if this works while it's still wet with another colour, but we are certainly going to see. There we go. Up here could use a bit of grey, more so than black, but over here definitely need some black on this section here of the leg. Now what I want to do is kind of wait for that black to dry and then go over it with the darkest blue I have. And then after I've done that, I'll add some cyan to these legs. Oh right, I shouldn't do the tips of the claws as being blue, should I? Ugh, some of these parts aren't meant to be blue. Let's see if I can lighten up this section slightly. Put some tinges of yellow in this claw. That's a bit darker than I wanted it to be. Maybe I should have done orange. Looks like a very rusty crab as far as I'm concerned. Rusty crab, not crusty crab, guys. This is Mr. Rusty Crab, not Mr. Krusty Krabs. He gives you crabby nails, not crabby patties. Let's start shoving some of this brown in here, where it was meant to be. It was how it was meant to be. I really need to wait for that section to dry so that I can finish it off. Well, I could always start painting the background in this time, but maybe I'll try wetting this to start with, and I'll dab the background again, you know? I go like this on the background. I just scrape it on a little bit. Alright, let's try it. Maybe I can try dipping this thing in the colour and spread it with this. Ah, that's thicker than I wanted that colour to come out. This is what sketchbooks are for, guys. Experimenting. Alright, the rest of this is going to require the delicate touch of a brush. It's too close. I'll add some grey where all those shadows are meant to be after. Now everything can be done in grey, except for this area here that's supposed to be actually light. I can just go over all these shadowy areas with the black. Where does the shadow go to? About here-ish, I think, right? Beautiful. Plenty of shadow there, don't you think? Now, you know what time it is? It's grey time. This is a terrible idea. Maybe if I wet the brush first and then I dip it in the grey paint. Well, it's not disastrous. It's not a complete disaster the second I started. That one's a disaster the second I started. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I can dab some up, add some texture. Does that look like sand to you? Down there and down there. You know, I'm not overly fond of this crab, but at the same time I love it, you know? It's like, I don't think it's a good painting, but I like the painting anyway, which makes it good enough for me. I'll just add some nice dots into the background for all the rocks laying around. Alright, we'll let this dry and then I'll be done. I honestly wish I was exaggerating when I say that it took 10 minutes or more to dry. And it's still not dry. But we move these things on. So, let's go. Alright, now that we're finished, beautiful little Mr. Rusty Crab, not to be mistaken for Mr. Krusty Krab, his very distant cousin. I can say that honestly, I do quite like him. I mean, at the same time, I'm a bit conflicted because he's not necessarily a great painting and far from the best thing I've painted, but I do kind of like him, and we'll see whether that changes at some point in the future. But with that done, it's time for me to go to sleep. Yay! Bye. Alright, if you enjoyed watching this video, then you can click over here to see the video where I drew that cute puppy that you've seen on the side of the screen several times throughout this video. I didn't like it when I originally painted it, but I love it now. Alright, and bye!